Hi guys, I'm gonna record a story of my optic neuritis. This is the first video of this sort that I'm making. I've just been diagnosed with MS and I will probably make a video of my diagnosis and so on. But I wanted to talk about the optic neuritis I have in my left eye because it's kind of not the regular type that I've been reading a lot people have in with MS. First, where my accent is from, you're probably wondering. I am Ukrainian. I came to US when I was already 17, so you know, it never goes away. Basically, I've been wearing glasses for a long time, but my vision was not bad. In my right eye, I had a -1. In my left eye, I had -1.5. So my left eye was a little bit worse, but not a lot. In the about 6 months ago or so, I noticed that when I close my right eye, or I just look through my left eye somehow, I noticed like it was not as clear as it used to be. I could still see far in my glasses, so I could be 20/20 with my right eye, with my left eye in glasses, but it was something was off. And I was periodically closing my right eye and checking my left eye, and I saw that there was something different, like you know, some cloudness, some kind of fogginess, some blurriness later on, and it you know, it disconcerted me, but not as much as to rush to a doctor. And I must say, this was prior to my MS diagnosis. Actually, what happened with this neuritis is it led me to the diagnosis. So fast forward to February of 2019, last month, I noticed that this blurriness just got a lot worse. It was probably getting worse, like progressively throughout the time, you know, in November, December, but it was not bad enough. And then I woke up one day and I could not see like close equally with my both eyes. Left eye would just be blurry, and that freaked me out. And I thought maybe it will go away like in a day or so, but it didn't. It just got worse. And also I should mention that all this time I would have headache in the left side of my head. And it was not like in my eye. It wouldn't matter if I roll my eye, you know, the pain would not depend on that. The pain was somewhere over here, like in the back of my head, and it was a very acute. It was like an ice pick, like someone was hammering me with the ice pick, and it would shoot into my shoulder and in the back. And you know, that should have been enough to go to a doctor. But I didn't, because I was going through a lot of stress at that time, and I thought, you know, I just need to figure out my life situation and things will, headaches and stuff will go away. Little did I know that it would get worse. And right before my ER visit, which was in February, I had very strong headache on the left side and this worsening of left eyesight, and I went to the doctor, and that's what they found. They did MRI, and they found lesions, and they diagnosed me. Which I'll probably make another video on details of that sometime. But what's unusual about my situation as compared to a lot of stories I read and watch on YouTube is people with MS often had optic neuritis, which came very quickly and very kind of severely, sometimes to a point of blindness. But as soon as it came, it would resolve. It would resolve in a couple of weeks. And the IV of solomedrol or something like that would help. And myself, I had a long experience with it and would not get better. And it just progressively getting worse. So I finally got, I talked to my neurologist and got a course of solomedrol, 3-day course, and unfortunately it didn't make my vision any better. If anything, it got worse, and it really gets really bad when I exercise or do some kind of exercise. Sometimes it's just, it's scary, but sometimes instead of people I see shadows, instead of cars it's just like blots on the road. And overall, it's just darker in the left eye. That fog that it started with, very little ever detectable, gotten worse and gotten heavier, and I don't know if it will ever get better. So if any of you had a similar experience, I would appreciate if you comment. It would help me, it would maybe help someone. And what can I say? If you have my experience, maybe go to a doctor as soon as possible and start some strong or course of IVs or different drugs. I'm not sure what would be, but it's definitely, in my case, it was something to be concerned for, and I wasn't, and I wish I had started doing something about it earlier. Thankfully my right eye is still good, but it's definitely scary. What if it happens to my right eye as well? Well, that's all. Thank you for watching.